Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. We'll be looking at some trend in the world of sports in a moment. Let's talk about volleyball. Volleyball has been a sport that is really gaining momentum in Nigeria, and right now 30 players, both male and female, have been invited for national training camp in Kaduna. That's the first story we'll be looking at quickly. We'll look at the fact that right now 30 players that involve men and women, they will be in camp from 9th to 18th October, where they will be at least coming together to fight for honors as they at least fine-tune their skills when it comes to volleyball. And this is coming from Nigerian Volleyball Federation. And now let's look at the list of the players invited by Volleyball Federation. We have for male, we have Vincent Matthias, who actually played for Chief of Army Staff Spikers, Elisha Anabi, Abdulkadir Jayola, Pascal Zokwe, Ismail Tiamiu. We have Philip Alade from Nigerian Customs there, Prince Will Okoye, Rahim Olayemi, Moses Ghana, Samuel Oguche, Alex Jeremiah, who plays for Kada Kings, Jibrin Mora, Kwara United Volleyball Club, Patrick Anthony, and you have Arinze Nwachukwu of Plateau Rocks, Ebuka Nwafo also of Plateau Rocks. Those are the 15 players invited for the men, and for the female we have Sarah Ali of Chief of Army Staff Spikers, Ifil Mahmoudi, the same club. We have Deborah Chukwu from the Chief of Army Staff, Gift Michael, who played for Kada Emirates, Extamba, Kada Emirates, Falilat Ibrahim is also part of the team that have been invited. That's for Kada Emirates. Now Miriam Usman, Chief of Naval Staff Spikers, Aisha Abdurrahim, who played for the same team, Mary Ghana, Nigerian Customs. You have Enewa Odo, Nigerian Customs, Mercy Promise, Happy Wasilang, who plays for the Nigerian Civil Defense, and you have Francisca Ikede, Nigerian Customs, Chilota Marvelous, who plays for Kada Emirates, and also Naomi Jaro, Kada Emirates. 15 ladies right now in camp. It's called National Training Camp in volleyball. The coaching crew, you have Alex Buskovic, who is the technical advisor, Daniel Eleri, Vincent Unogu, Suleiman Ajegbe, and Rekia Mohammed. They will all be joining, the technical advisor, Alex Buskovic, to see how they can up the game of volleyball in Nigeria. Suleiman Ajegbe is the coach of our volleyball club, and right now they've done well, at least by winning the last volleyball competition that took place. And good one, they are coming from Nigerian Volleyball Federation as they invited 30 for national training camp. Well, I have in the studio at least some sportsmen. I'm already smiling because your club, I'm sure they will lose tonight. Yusuf Akogo is here, and I have Madia Umar, the lady that will be talking sport with me. Good to have you.
Thank you for having us.
Good one. Now let's talk about the big one for tonight. UEFA Champions League is at least starting. We started 4 in the morning. Let's take the remaining 4 this evening. UEFA Champions League fixtures. Let's look at those fixtures as teams will be fighting out for honor in the UEFA Champions League right now. Starting from FC Copenhagen, Manchester City, Borussia Dortmund, Sevilla. That will be in Group G now. Let's look at these 4 teams in 2 matches. Starting from FC Copenhagen and Manchester City. Attention is going to be on Erling Haaland, the giant Norwegian, as they will be playing against Copenhagen in Denmark for tonight. Let me start with Yusuf. Do you see Haaland scoring again tonight?
Well, it's becoming a regular occurrence. Anytime Man City is playing, you look up to Haaland scoring goals. So and he's been doing that so far. Last week in the EPL, when Man City were 3 goals up, I was looking at the scoreboard
to look for his name.
His name. So I was surprised that eventually he got that 4th goal. And I think he's going to do the same again tonight. The last time match was 5-0. So, I mean, I don't think FC Copenhagen can actually stop Haaland from scoring.
Yeah, so sure. What if the table turns?
I don't think that's going to be that's going to happen, especially going back to, I mean, Denmark is very close to Norway, where he come from. So it's going to be like homecoming for him. Okay,
now, Madia, you agree with Yusuf on this?
I kind of agree with him on this one. It's going to be a kind of a homecoming. The last time he was missing in action, he didn't really give his best. So I think it's been a regular occurrence. We've seen that, and every time Manchester City is being mentioned, everybody's thinking, oh,
Haaland.
A lot of Haaland is going to happen. So I think that he's going to do something, probably make a very big statement today.
A big statement today expected from the big lad, talking about Erling Haaland, a big player who has been doing well for the stadium, for the team rather, over there at the Etihad Stadium. Copenhagen, well, who knows? Maybe they will be able to file out well against Manchester City and prove Yusuf and Madia wrong. Borussia Dortmund. Well, that's another big one against Sevilla. This particular team, at times, you look at them as, are they pretenders or not? For Sevilla, we know them as the king of Europa, so automatically they are edging close to go back to Europa. Well, for tonight, Borussia Dortmund over the weekend, they faced Bayern Munich, although eventually it was a tough one. And for them playing against Sevilla, who we know this season in the Champions League, they are not doing well. So maybe they prefer to go back to their Europa, where they are kings, than staying at UEFA Champions and become a chief. In fact, they become an errand boy, so they don't want to do that.
I think it's becoming obvious for Sevilla. So every season they come to Champions League, they tend to like, okay, let's look back at the Europa League. They are not so, they usually come to UCL unprepared. So I think they are actually going back to their familiar territory, which is the UEFA Europa League as well. So far, this has been, very bad for them in the UEFA Champions League. They've lost almost all their games, and I think they also lose again tonight against the Borussia Dortmund, who are actually playing at home. The home advantage is going to favor the German. Well,
I know Signal Iduna Park is always packed to the brim when you want to face Borussia Dortmund, and that's just like Yusuf said, that is going to be a tough one because it will be an announcement full of boisterous noise from the fans of the Borussia Dortmund, and they'll be fighting against Sevilla, who we know really this season have not really favored them when it comes to football in Europe, and it's like they prefer, like I said, to go back to where they belong.
Cool. So if there's anything I have learned in my seasons of watching football is that anything can happen in game of football. Yes, Borussia Dortmund, a team to reckon with. Sevilla, they always look at the Europa League. This is to show that, the UEFA Champions League is no farmers league. And coming up tonight, I wouldn't say that Borussia Dortmund will do better than Sevilla. I think it's going to be a very tough one for both teams, and I see Sevilla winning the game at the end of the day because yes, they've not been doing very well.
You are so sure Sevilla will win?
Yes, I think with the performance, they've not been making a point. The goals actually determine whether you win or not. But I have a feeling that Sevilla is coming strong this evening.
Well, according to Madea, she believes that Sevilla will actually turn things around tonight. Let's see what the likes of Marco Rose will be at least performing there. A big one in that group, Group G now. Let's look at the way the table stands before they play the game. Talking about Group G, Manchester City are coasting home with 3 out of 3. They have 9 points. Borussia Dortmund, 6 points. Following suit there, you have Sevilla with just 8 points from 3 matches. Woeful performance. If you want to talk about that, like I said, they are the king of Europa, so they prefer to go to where they are kings. Copenhagen, the same point. And you look at this for tonight. Yes, Sevilla, they are also playing away to Dortmund, and Man City are playing away to Copenhagen. And they want to say, okay, let's add more so that we can be the one topping this group. Talking about Manchester City.
Yes. I think at the end of tonight's game, we will know who will qualify and who will not qualify from this group. Man City, they just need to win to this game and they qualify for the next round. And I think Dortmund will actually do the same against Sevilla and they pick their own ticket for the last 16. We look at Sevilla, they're on 1 point after 3 games. It's a poor performance, very, very poor. Same with FC Copenhagen. So what Sevilla needs to do now is to fight their way back to the Europa League, which we, as we earlier mentioned, is their familiar territory.
That's where they belong.
Yeah, absolutely. I see Dortmund and Man City actually qualifying tonight, qualifying at the end of tonight's games. So I look forward to the young Nigerian Karimi Adeyemi to also repeat what he did at the last time out.
Karim Adeyemi, let's see what he'll be offering for Dortmund, right? But for Manchester City, I think really they've announced their leadership here. 3 matches, 3 wins, 9 points. No loss, no draw, no goal against them. In fact, they are really standing so nice. Madia, looking at this group, it seems it's an easy ride for both Man City and Dortmund.
Yes, when I saw the table, I saw this group, I was like, okay, it's going to be a walk in the park for Manchester City, and that's what has happened so far in group stages. So for Man City, they've made it clear that they are the big boss here, and I think it's going to remain like that. There's nothing anybody can do to actually change this table right now. So the rest will just have to go back to the Europa League, of course, and that's comforting for them, I think.
Well, let's see if they would like the likes of Sevilla. Maybe I should call your team, Sevilla your team.
Okay,
you know why? You said they will win tonight.
No, you know why? I think you know, when you've been doing very badly and you just want to make that big statement before your exit, you just give it your all. It's like that with it's just a psyche right now. That's what I'm trying to say right now. But let's see, time will tell. And let's see what's going to happen this evening. I might be wrong, but I have a strong feeling that it's not going to be a walk in the park this evening. So that's what I feel.
The last time out, when Sevilla were playing at home, I tipped them to win. But unfortunately, that was disappointing. They lost that game 4-0 at home.
So that was at home.
4-0 at home, and today they are going away. Man, it's going to be a long night for them.
Who knows? Maybe Madia has some white magic wand, some magic wand that she can at least loan them for them to perform well tonight.
No, I'm not giving up on them. No, not.
Perhaps you should go and borrow Haaland.
Okay, I remember someone actually suggested that some teams at the World Cup, Alan is not coming for the World Cup. They should hire him to play for them at least 30 minutes per team. So Sevilla should start by getting Haaland to play for them.
I wish that could happen. I know a couple of players I would just deploy to Sevilla to save the day, but it won't happen. So let's just leave it at that.
Let's leave it at that. Coming from Sevilla, I want to call it Sevilla. Well, Madia and Yusuf have been talking concerning this particular group, Group G, a big one for Manchester City. They are really coasting home, top in that group there, followed by Borussia Dortmund, and to be happening live at Signal Iduna Park in Germany as they'll be hosting Sevilla there. And you look at, well, for Copenhagen and Sevilla, they need to up their game if they are to really make statement tonight. Now let's look at another one that has to do with Group H, where matches will be coming up, and we look at, well, we look at the fixtures again. PSG, they are topping with 7 points, although the same point with Benfica, and they will also be fighting out tonight. Juventus, Maccabi Haifa of Israel, 3, no points at all for Maccabi, and is a big one here because tonight Maccabi plays at home against Juventus, while PSG also play at home against Benfica. Let's look at the fixtures again. UEFA Champions League fixtures, as we talk about it alongside Yusuf and also Madia. Well, Maccabi at home, PSG at home, facing Juventus and Benfica. And if you look at the table, the same PSG and Benfica are having the same points, 7 points apiece. And you have Juventus with just 3 points from 3 matches. You have Maccabi, who tonight they will be believing that, okay, let's borrow from Madia. We can at least get our point.
You know what? When I saw this group, I knew it was going to be a problem for all of the teams that were, you know, chosen to be in that group or were picked to be in that group. Juventus, Paris Saint-Germain, and of course Benfica. Those 3 teams, you always look out for them when it comes to Champions League. You always want to make a statement when it comes to Champions League. However, it's clear that, you know, Benfica will do everything possible today. Messi is out, remember that. And yeah, Messi lately has not been like much of a challenge. Yeah, he has been helping out, but you know, the scoring of goals, which makes that difference, has not been what we've been recording so far. So I think that, you know, Benfica has a better chance, though they're playing away, but I think they have a better chance against Barcelona this evening. Reason that...
Against PSG.
PSG. I always think that Messi is still in Barcelona.
Yeah, I understand.
But you know, Barcelona, PSG has a very good players. We've seen what they've done in a couple of weeks from now. But I also think that Benfica has a better chance. So it's going to be a battle of the survival of the fittest right now. 7 points, 7 points each. So it's going to be a tough one. And I'm not rooting for anyone. I just want to see the best team win. That's it for me. Okay,
let me take you on Maccabi versus Juventus. Yes, Juventus is just 3 points from 3 matches, a woeful performance from the old lady. And you have Maccabi Haifa from Israel, who really, from this group, you're like, okay, they are the baby of the house, but really, they'll be fighting to see at least, let's even get a point, or if we can't even get anything, let's just try against Juventus. Do you see them at least springing up with any surprise tonight?
Any surprise from Maccabi Haifa tonight to then roll the old ladies out of the UCL? But I don't think that's going to happen because the Juventus, they've not been the Juventus that we know, both in the league and of course in the UCL. So they will try as much as possible to get that 3 points today to put the pressure on
There'll be hope for them.
Yes, to put Benfica on, put pressure on Benfica and PSG tonight. So it's going to be a one-way traffic. I think the old ladies will get the necessary. They needed 3 points, which I think they need to get there. The UCL this thing back on track tonight. I don't think Maccabi Haifa has anything to do.
At times when when I look at football,
Yes.
you know, you always want to look at the names at times to judge the performance of those teams. What if Maccabi looking at, okay, yes, we've not been able to win any of these games, but tonight we are coming out to the party.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to happen against Juventus. They still have, after tonight, they still have 2 more matches to go against PSG and Benfica. I think maybe they should plan to get results from those 2 matches. But tonight, I think Juventus will want to, win this game and then put pressure on the Benfica and PSG, who are going head-to-head tonight. You understand? So they are both on 7 points, and PSG is at home tonight without Messi. I think it's going to be a tough one, and I think it's difficult to predict. Very, very difficult to predict. Absolutely.
You wouldn't want to put your money on this one.
Oh, okay, now let's go back to the table. I want to actually look at something. Now, you know, if Juventus should win against Maccabi Haifa, they'll have 6 points. And Paris Saint-Germain, Benfica, they could actually have a meeting. Let's play a draw.
Yes.
I'm just joking now.
Absolutely.
But let's assume that at least it's 6 points. They're still trailing with 1 point. Now, either they play draw or win, or that's between Benfica and PSG. If they are able to share this spot, they have 8 points.
Yes, but I think Benfica and PSG will cancel each other out. One of them will win.
But what if they play draw?
Well, it's possible. It's part of football.
It's possible they play draw, but I think it's going to be one edging one out today.
Absolutely.
Yes. It's not a game of chance.
That
No.
will give Juventus a chance.
Well, let's see. Maybe Yusuf and Madia could actually predict well where we expect that they could actually gather 6 points if they are able to win against Maccabi Haifa tonight. Talking about UEFA Champions League Group H. A big one there. Big one because one of them was dropped. The 3 big teams, Benfica, Juventus, and also PSG, are really fighting to see who stays on. 2 more matches to go after tonight. And we see maybe, what if Maccabi Haifa even win all the remaining 3 matches? That's football anyway. We've been talking about UEFA Champions League. Let's roll it down to some activities in the gossip life of football. As we talk about Atletico Madrid are interested in signing Liverpool forward Roberto Firmino. Well, since Sadio Mane left, Salah has been struggling, and also Liverpool as an entire team, they've been struggling, not having it easy. 10th on the log in the English Premier League, and right now Diego Simeone has put his mind, our eyes on this player called Firmino Roberto. He wants to get him to Wanda Metropolitano Stadium. I think they call that place Estadio. But if this happens, that worked, because I know how industrious this player is. He may not be scoring much goals like Salah or before when Mane was around, but he does most of the job, most of the dirty job for them to score. And if he leaves, well,
I think I really don't want to see maybe looking like we're seeing the end of an era for Liverpool. They've not, it's too early for us to start saying that, but it's looking like that. They've lost Sadio Mane since then. They've been struggling very badly. They've not even, I think they won just 2 games in EPL this season. They've been struggling in both local UCL and domestic league. So losing Firmino again will be a big blow to them, and with the kind of performance that they have right now and the kind of reaction they are getting from the fans, I think most of their big players will even be looking at finding an exit out of the club, because they've been called for the coach to be sacked. Nobody is even considering or looking at what he's done over the years. They are calling for his sack because of a particular 7th year. Well, the performance this season has not really been impressive at all. And losing this guy will be a big blow for them. It
could be a big blow to Liverpool if Firmino should join Atletico, although they will always get another player. Now let's talk about Leicester City. This time around, Madia will be talking on this. Leicester City are keeping tabs on Manchester United midfielder Bonnie van de Beek. The Netherlands player, the Dutch player rather, has been fantastic when it comes to football from Netherlands. But since he moved to Manchester United, things didn't go too rosy as expected. I know how talented the player is, but right now, Leicester City, they are trying to see how they can get him to join them at King Power Stadium.
Manchester. You know, when Van came, I was excited because I saw a young player who was going into the world, who was going to explore. But his stay at Manchester United wasn't the best of one, because we saw how less instrumental he became as time goes on. But Leicester City, I think when you compare Manchester United and Leicester City at the moment, you see that, you know, there's a little bit of consistency in both teams. But I think getting to Leicester City, it will be testing other waters. And I feel like he is going to maybe, let's see, maybe have the synergy with the Leicester players and see how things goes. So I'm not happy that he's there. He's less instrumental. Let's see if he'll be able to get this chance. And of course, let's see how it goes. I wish him all the best. I wish him to be in a team where he can be more instrumental like we used to know.
Good one there coming from Adia Omar. Everton are in preliminary talks with midfielder Alex Iwobi. Yes, Iwobi will be signing his contract. That's a good one. It's been fantastic so far for Everton. And really, over the weekend, he was able to score the goal against Manchester United, even though they lost that game. But Nigerian star Alex Iwobi, so far, moving to Everton, has been a good one.
Yes, it's been a good one. Though he's not really been doing so very well, but this season I think it was in a resurgence. Alex Iwobi, this is not the Iwobi that we used to know. I saw that goal that he scored against Manchester United on Sunday. Fantastic goal from outside the 18. No chance for the goalkeeper at all. So he's been doing so, and he played that game very well. He was almost everywhere over the pitch. JJ Okocha was at the stadium
because his uncle was around.
Watch his nephew.
Maybe, you know, at times it could be a motivation, kind of.
Absolutely.
When you know somebody's in the stand watching.
Exactly.
So it was a big boost. I mean, a fantastic performance for him. The coach, Frank Lampard, was very, very impressed. He did so well. I mean, he was all over the pitch. I think he played the free role and he did very well. I think Lampard should give him more chance. I mean, in that role that he played on Sunday.
Lampard should give him more chance. Talking about Alex Iwobi, who right now this season has been a good one for him and he's really doing well. New contract for the Nigerian striker, and we want to see him doing well. Now, let's talk about Chelsea midfielder Jorginho could move to Barcelona on a free transfer next summer. They've been on the trail of this player, and they really want to get the Brazilian. They want him to Italian. Well, they want to move to them, join them over there in Barcelona. And Jorginho has been a player that Barcelona have not hidden their at least admiration for. They want him seriously in Nou Camp, and if everything goes well, next summer you could see him moving straight to play at Nou Camp.
One thing I would say about football players is the fact that you can canvas and still be able to do something good. I want to see Jorginho leave the English Premier League and go to other teams, other league, and see how he performs. He's been an impressive player over the years, and I wish him all the best. I hope he gets to Barcelona, because I would really want him to explore and show his talent that, you know, I'm in the English Premier League. People call it the Farmers League, but I could do better if I move to other leagues as well.
Well, from the way it is, I still don't want to buy to that. I don't know why people call French League One Farmers League. I still don't understand. Why don't they call it Market League or whatever? Why Farmer? What is it? On a lighter note, why do people call French League Farmers League?
Well, maybe because of there's less competition there. You can't compare to the
now, why the word farmer?
Because you could actually just relax and produce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Relax and but farmers still work. They go to the farm, they till the land, they plant, they do either mechanized or whatever style of farming.
Like I said, but you're not in competition with anybody.
You're not in competition. Thank you. Yes, you're not in the competition. You go to your farm.
Why not retirees league? with all respect,
maybe
anyway.
Talking about the American League.
Oh my goodness, that's the retiree. Oh, yeah. Okay, MLS is the retirees league.
Exactly.
Where after playing Euro for a while, you want to go and rest and just go there. You check all their star players, either 34, 35, 36, 37.
39.
Higuain is doing well over there at Inter Miami and all of them. But really, Gareth Bale too, I think he's with Los Angeles Galaxy. So all of them, when they retire, they move there to make money. But MLS, I love what they are doing. They're trying to use that to grow their league, and it's really growing. It's growing well, just like Chinese Super League, where well, you can also call it retirees league too.
Well,
but it's changing.
It's changing actually. You have some good footballers. Some young footballers playing in the Chinese league. You have the like of this former Chelsea player, Oscar. He's been there for a very long time.
Player.
As at the time he moved from Chelsea, he was very young. So nobody expected that move. Our Igalo was there. So I think
even Obafemi Martins also played there. A lot of them, they've gone there to make some money.
I think it's about the money.
Okay, right now, before we go, let me talk about this. A basketballer, Nigerian star, talking about Michael Gbenege. Right now, I've actually joined South African club, Cape Town Tigers basketball team to sign with them. He has played with Syracuse. He has played so many teams in the NBA. In fact, he has played in the G League. He has done well for himself when it comes to basketball. But right now, he'll be coming back to Africa to at least support this team as they fight for honors in the this BAL, Basketball African League. And good one for Michael Gbenege, who is coming back home, although to South Africa, to showcase his talent, who has really done well for himself when it comes to playing the dunk and slam sport. Congrats to Michael Gbenege, congrats to Cape Town Tigers, and hopefully it will show them why they signed him. A good basketballer, and that will be it on 360 Sport. But before we go, let me take it this way. Just 1-1. Juventus, Maccabi.
Juventus.
Just mention the scoreline.
Okay, 3-1.
3-1 in favor of Maccabi.
Juventus.
Oh.
3-1.
You, PSG, Benfica.
You're trying to feed me an edge.
Yes, it's better.
Okay, it's going to be 3-2.
Favor of?
I don't know.
Who will win out of the Benfica
In favor
and PSG?
of who? I do not know.
But 3-2.
Exactly.
That's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. Well, good one to have them in the studio. A wonderful one with you, Madia Umar.
Thank you for having me.
And Akugu Yusuf, thank you very much for at least talking sport with us. Good one there. As we always say, that sport is feeling and business. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.